Hello everyone. Thank you for joining us this morning, maybe afternoon or evening for you. At the beginning, I want to use this opportunity. Thank you for you be part of it. And also I want thanks to many of our instructors take effort shooting a video, then join this fight COVID-19 campaign. And through the last months to today, we have many people following us. And I believe what we did is really help people who are at this special moment stay at home, and we can do some Tai Chi together. And also at this time, we are first time use a social media to do this live streaming and online class. So many people behind have technical support, and also they are doing video editing, posting the page. They are in the behind. Many people you may don't know. Here I want to also use this opportunity to thank you for their contribution. And many people already did the live streaming class, past few weeks. And honestly, for me, I did live streaming in China, but this is also my first time to do it on Facebook, live streaming. So hopefully everything is running all right. Currently, actually, I cannot see the screen. Someone's helping shooting the video for now. Let's see how it works. Today, we subject to talk about Tai Chi Chuan's 10 Essentials. This 10 Essentials is summarized by my great-grandfather, Yang Chengfu. Through his lifetime of the practice experience, at the end, he summarized out of the most important principles what we need to do following our performing. So he created this list, what we call 10 Essentials. Here, I also want to first let you know, when we are talking about the 10 Essentials, it's not really limited for a Yang Family Tai Chi. It's for all Tai Chi Chuans, doesn't matter which styles you are, they are used in the same way. Talk about the 10 Essentials. Here, let me first repeat about talk about the list of the 10 Essentials first. So the first, we will include the category of the essentials regarding on the body shape, which is we have lift up your head, suspended up, then shoulder down, elbow down, observing your chest, rounded your back or pulling your back, then relax your waist. So those principles are regarding with the body shape, this area. Then we also have principles regarding on the method, practice method. For example, use your mind rather than force. Then upper body, lower body are coordinated together, and the internal and external combine together. Then regarding with the flexibility, we talked about agility, this part of a principle. We have extinguish, empty, and fall. Then coordination with the energies moving smoothly, so which is moving continuously without interrupt. The last, body moves, maintain your mind calm. So this is last principle. So I read out the list of the 10 essentials, but basically we also understand they are part of the principles regarding on the how you structure your body. And one part of the principle is about your coordination practice method, and this will be related with your energies. And the other part of the principle are regarding on your mind, your spirit. Okay, so this is about the 10 essentials. Let's talk about normally when I teach 10 essentials, it takes me about 3 to 4 hours for the explanation. But today, as we are doing online, I also believe in Facebook online streaming, there is time limitation. We have to do it under 1 hour, otherwise they will cut out. From this point of view, the 10 essentials, I was not able to, explain in the detailed way, just overall point of view about the understanding in 10 essentials. Then, I also hope I can save some time if later on, if you have some questions, you can text in. Someone here are helping me to, reading out the questions, so we can, if we have time saved, so we can have some question answer time. That would be good. So I hope we can, together go through the 10 essentials to help everyone understand better in 10 essentials. Before I start to talk about 10 essentials, I would like ask you a question, which is, what is 10 essentials helps us with our practice? I know it will help us practice better, but helping us practice better in which direction? And what is their goal for us to understand? This question actually, when we ask, I think many of you probably thinking about, maybe in which direction details help my body and helping my, practice method. But here I want we come back to the root to understand it. So in Tai Chi Chuan's classic, there is one classic called Explanation of the Tai Chi Chuan. This is a classic title. And inside there, this is at the beginning, it says Tai Chi Chuan. It has a name called a long-faced, but it also has a name called a certain posture. Okay, so the certain posture, which is include 8 energies and 5 steps. And the 8 energies and 5 steps also connect with a philosophy of the explanation. So the 8 energies will be ward off, roll back, press, push, pulling, grabbing, and split, elbowing, and shouldering. So this is 8 energies. 5 steps, which is moving forward, stepping back, and moving back, and gazing on the left, be aware of the right, and the central, settle down. Those is 5 steps. So through the 8 energy and 5 steps, we can subject into 2 areas, which is 1 is about the energy, 2 is about steps. So energy, steps, this is 2 areas in 10 essentials. Actually, they helping us to achieve the goal. Achieve for what? Then this is what the philosophy comes in. We all know Tai Chi Chuan is connected with a philosophy. And the philosophy, the theory, what we used is a 5-element theory and also a yin-yang theory. I don't have time to talk about those 2 parts of the theory today. Maybe in future we can explain just for a philosophy this area. But we can summarize out the idea about the philosophy. Either 5-element or yin-yang theory, essentially they talked about one idea, which is a balance. Okay, so which is both theory, the goal is asking the balance. The essential idea is how can be a balanced. And if there is not out of the balance, what are we going to do? I believe we also understand that there is a book we call I Ching, or we translate into the book of the change. So which is, if out of the balance, there always a change. And when it's changed, then it becomes more stable because of the balance. So this is about the, changing, no change. Or, in the Tai Chi classic, when it's moving, then they dividing. When it's calm, they become joined together. So this is a similar way of the explanation in the philosophy. Just understand the essential idea for here is about a balance. Then come back what we discussed in the certain posture. We subject into a two area, which is energy and stop. So here actually we are talking about the balance of the stop and the balance of the energy. What I mean balance of the stop actually is your central balance. So how can we make our body standing there more stable? Okay, about the energy's balance, it's a little challenging to understand what that means, energy's balance. So if we talk about the energy's balance, we need through the energy's two sides to talking about, which is energy. If it's central as one, as a Tai Chi, then energy's two sides, we can divide to like a soft and hard. And also we can, when we use the technique, use the energy, you do have a storage, you do have a release. And also the energy, you can be, emptied and fall. You can shift from back and forward, up and down. Those are all about the energies yin yang two side. So in here, we need to be balanced on energy and also balanced in central, or let's say a stop. Okay, so from this point of view, we first understand the 10 essentials actually is helping us to make sure we can achieve these two major subject in balanced way. Then indeed, through the stance balance and through your energies balance, then we want you to achieve your whole center to be balanced. That's why we have the last principle we call body move but mind calm. This is talked about the whole picture's balance. So essential idea still is about a balance, which is everything actually what we are talking about, how we do, is coordinated with a philosophy's idea, which is about a balance. Then we talked about how can we achieve the central balance, which is through the footwork, stance, this point of view. How can we make central balance? For sure, if we are doing different styles, you will have a different way of practice for how do you do a stance. Here, we don't have to go to a detail side for how you're making a stance. We just from a general point of view to talk about, how can we make our center to be more stable. If we talk about the center stable, we can through the external and the internal, these two areas to understand it. So which is externally, how we do can make us more stable. Internally, what we do can make ourselves more stable. From external, this point of view, I believe it's easy to understand. For instance, I ask a question you can think about. If we are standing here, more stable, or if we are lie down or more stable. I think everyone, you don't have the thinking, you understand when we lie down is more stable. Why? Because our center is lower. So which is if your center lower, close to the ground or close to the gravity, then you will be more stable naturally. Okay, so that's the reason when we soon started the practice, the first things what you're going to do is lower your center. Try to make your center to be more stable. Yes, different style, they may have a different requirement for how low you're going to be, and some style, we ask you keep your center all time even, but some style, you can be, changing from up and down. Generally speaking, lower center, this is one method to help you to be more stable. Then the other part, if I'm in the same level of the heights in my center, for my center, then what else can I make more stable? So here I can give you the other example. You will be easily to understand. If I'm in the same heights, okay, in my center, if it's one leg more stable or both feet touching ground more stable, I think the answer is easy. For sure, both feet touching ground is stable, more stable. Why? Because it covers more areas. Even you're in the same height, because you cover more area, you become more stable. You cover bigger area, then it's more stable in there. Then how can we cover more area? Large your stance. Okay, so which is if you have the short stance compared with a larger stance, large stance will be a more stable because it covers more areas in here. So this simply, I think, from external point of view, it's not too difficult for us to understand. But you understand how large the stance with our Tai Chi Chuan practice. I believe most of the style we are use a same method. You should stepping out in the even way. Also, the stance, how large is it depends on how high your center. The center higher, the stance will be shorter. And if the center lower, the stance will be larger. And that's depends what is your center height. Okay, then if we understand large stance are more stable, should we do a larger as much as we can, or should we do a more larger is better? The answer is depends, because your center lower, the stance larger, your shifting transition time will be a longer. Then your agility will be less, which is your flexibility are less than shorter stance. Your moving will be not that much quicker. So which is then the means lowered large stance are good. You have to also looking for as you are stable, you can be same time you also maintains flexibility as much you can. So which is you need to take care for the both side. Then internal this area. Internal area, how can we make more stable? So if I'm in this much high in center from external point of view, or from my stance this much large, how can I make myself more stable feeling? Give you one kind of example you can feel. For example, I want you to rise up your chi, or you are relaxing yourself, sinking down your chi. You will naturally feel which one is more stable. You compare the feeling. So internally, actually, you need looking for one things, which is make your chi sink down to dantian. What is qi sinking down to dantian? Actually, in Tai Chi Chuan's classic, we often say is a shun. Shun means comfort, comfortable, or flow of the breathing. So which is, here we ask you to have a natural, comfortable breathing. Then what is natural, comfortable breathing? here we say is abdominal breathing method, which is during your practice, you should use abdominal breathing. And abdominal breathing is also what we are talking about, qi sinking down to dantian. But what is abdominal breathing? Abdominal breathing, I would say, is just like when you are sleeping. So when you are laid down sleeping, you can look at the people, everyone, the abdominal area, they will have a moving motion, open, expanding, and also a closing. So which is up and down, you will see their abdominal area will moving. So which is, all we need is keep your abdominal area naturally, can be open, closed, flowed, comfortable breathing. Then the question is, how can we keep our abdominal breathing? A lot of people are thinking, okay, I'm good. When I'm lie down, then I have abdominal breathing. But as soon as I'm standing up, then my abdominal breathing is gone. Then what is the reason I cannot keep abdominal breathing when I'm doing something? Here, the three areas, basically, you need to taking care, then we can achieve abdominal breathing even when you are standing up or even when you are doing something. Okay, the three areas, actually, one is about your mind. Second is about your body. The third is about your energy. So simply, those three areas, if you can take in care, then you probably able to achieve qi sinking down. Then you are able to achieve your internally, through your qi sinking down to help your whole body's center become more stable. So mind, this area, we would like your mind maintains neutral, calm. So if your mind excited, for example, if you are nervous or if you are too happy, you are very hard to control your breathing to be afloat. And the body, this area, we also need to divide into three areas, which is one regarding on your body shape. Okay, so the shape of the body is affecting your breathing. For instance, if you are leaning your torso back, then I right away feels my abdominal area are tensed, are not flowed, naturally. So which is here you have to make sure your shape of the body, your setting of the body need to be right. Okay, so shape, I raise up my shoulder, every movement I lift up, then you feel you're unable to make a comfortable breathing. If your torso leaning back, you also cannot make a right, comfortable breathing. And the last things, even your weight in wrong location, and also they are going to affecting you. For instance, if you put your weight too much on heel, then you cannot breathe naturally. Or if you put your weight too much on toe, you either way cannot do a comfortable breathing. So which is here, regarding your body, this area, which is shape, you have to do it right. Setting of the angle, you have to do it right. Then weight, location, you also have to be right. So what is the right position? Later we talked about. Then the third area is about the energy. Give you the other example. If you put your force into your arms, put extreme force into it, can you breathe in comfortable, normal? Then you feel, because the energy is connected your qi. Qi is what we are direct to understand is affecting our breath. So which is if your energy are too tensed, too stiff, they are going to affect your breathing. Then they are going to affect your center stableness. So that's why in Tai Chi Chuan we have one method, very important to help you to make your energy to be correct, not too much stiff, and then also either way, not too much limp, what we call a relax. Okay, we talk about those later. So from here, we understand if we want to achieve our breathing to be able to sinking down, actually they related with the 3 areas. 1 is mind, 2 is body, 3 is about energy. Okay, then starting from where? Actually started from your body shape, body, this area. And generally when we are still practice, you also start from where? Adjusting your body. Achieve what? To achieve your qi able to be comfortable. Okay, so we say in Chinese we call 调身, 调息, 调心, which means adjusting your body, make your body everything correct, then adjusting your breath, which is make your breath to be comfortable. Then your mind, we call 心, heart, which is related with your mind, will be able more settle down, calmed. Okay, so this is about the 3 stages of the practice we want to achieve from the still practice. And the same way we also used in here. So you need to start from your adjusting externally to make sure achieve your internals breathing to be comfortable and flow. Okay, and here because of the time limited, so I have to be catch up my time quickly. Just give a basic overview about the 10 essentials. In future, maybe we can talk about more detail. So in 10 essentials, as we can understand, there is 4 principles regarding on the body, how you do it. Okay, so which is head lifting up as you are pushing up and suspended up. In Chinese we call 虚灵顶进. Okay, 虚 means empty, 灵 means suspended up, 灵 means leading up. Okay, 顶 means push up, 进 means energy. So you should have energy feeling pushing up. What this principle helping us for adjusting body, not just about a body adjusting, but it also helps us raise up our spirit. Okay, so to understand this principle, I want you to understand through your push, you like something on your head. If you imagine there is something on your head, you don't want them to drop, then what do you have to do? You have to keep your head, your neck to be straight. So which is, if you imagine this push, they will give you the idea for you to keep your neck straight, keep your head centered. Okay, so this is about the push. But we also want you to have a second idea, leading, which is suspended up. So it's like something pulling you up. So when you have this leading up, pulling up feeling, then actually you will feel when here is leading you up, actually from your neck, this area, shoulder, this area, to give you up and down, these 2 different sides. And if you create this up and down, then you will have a qi sinking down feeling. If we only focusing on push up, then you push everything up, actually you're unable to sinking your qi down. So you have to use this suspended to divide one leading up, then rest of things give you a sinking down feeling. So the importance on the first body shape, actually they are very much helping on your internal, how you can keep sinking down your qi. Okay, then we understand this principle. 1 helps you to centralize your head, and 2 is helping you to rise up your spirit. Okay, how to do this principle? Remember the 2 words. 1, use a pushing up, and 2, use a suspended. Okay, keep your head straight, centered. Then second, regarding on the body area, which is shoulder down, elbow down. As we discussed on push up, suspended your head, the energy pushing up, then suspended your head, go up, this principle, then actually we already start from the shoulder is synced feeling. So which is you really don't need thinking too much about the shoulder drop. Just think about the suspended, then you will have a shoulder go down, drop, this feeling. Then all you need to take care is your elbow. What you should do on elbow? The elbow area, I want you to imagine if there is a too heavy string, connected with a heavy rock, like they are pulling your elbow go downward direction, then will be fine. So which is your elbow will give the idea there is something pulling you go which direction? Down direction. So in Chinese, what we call is 坠. Okay, so which is you should feel like something pulling you up. This doesn't means your arm cannot go up. You can go up, but here and not include this 坠 feeling. But here you will have a 坠 feeling. Okay, so which is not limit the arm's position, but the feeling of the elbow gave you this drop down feeling. Then next, which is one of the important, what we call absorbing your chest, pulling your back. So from here, I want you to understand these principles are quite important. For instance, if our chest rise, okay, then our qi actually is going up. And look at the waist, this area. You actually stick out your lower back. So if we are able to absorbing your chest, actually your waist are able to relax. This is connect with the number 4, which is relaxing our waist, this principle too, regarding on the body shape. So here, if your chest think absorbing, then you also feel your abdominal area become more relaxed, and you can feel your qi are sinking down. But how much absorb? We have a saying, if your chest absorbing, then from your back, this position feels like open. Okay, so which is chest absorb actually make your back feels like open. And then I would like you to do this part of the body shape. You can focusing on one area, which is if your back opened or closed. Generally speaking, if your back are closed, your chest is raised. If your back is open, then your chest is absorbed. But for sure, there will be an issue if you too much focusing on round your back, then you could have too much, absorbing your chest, and also too much open your back. Then how can we be balanced in here? You use your head suspended up, then make your shoulder able to dropping down, then make your qi able to sinking. Then you are balanced between too much open your back or too much straight up. Okay, so which is for absorbing chest, I would like you to focusing on your back opening. The back open is like you're open a bow. Okay, like you're going to shooting the bow, open it. And what you can feeling, open the bow. When you open the bow, the string is connect out of the two sides of the bow, right? So here I also want you to imagine if you are elbow, like two sides of the bow are connect with your back, you will be open your back. So from here you can see if I not connect with my back, then I don't feel the bow opening. If I use elbow connect with my shoulder and back, then you will feel it's like a bow opening, right? So this is about the sinking chest, open the back or pulling the back. So you should have the feeling on your back like a bow openings feeling. Then next, regarding on the relaxing on the waist. So here I want you to understand the waist relaxing. As what we're doing the absorbing chest, you will be naturally make your lower back sinking down. One thing you need to take in here. For example, I do sinking down, but at this moment, even I sinking down, but I'm not very comfortable. Why? What is the reason? Even I say my weight is on the bubbling well, everything is correct, but still I'm not right. Why? Because you have to folding your front hip. So we want you to understand relaxing waist from one word, which is hip falling down. Okay, in Chinese we call 落胯. 胯 means hip. 落 is like something if you open, the falling direction is go down. How you can guarantee the direction fall down, falling the down direction? If your hip too much open in front, this area, actually they are not a falling down direction, they are a little bit go forward. Or sometimes people saying tuck your tailbone in, you even can feel you are going up direction. Then this will be not easy to make waist relax. So if you want to make the direction is falling down, so you have to folding your front parts, this area of the hip being folded, then the dropping direction will be going down. Okay, so this is about the relaxed waist. How do you do? Then understand all what we're doing in here. We want you to do a head, shoulder, elbow, chest, back, waist. This is adjusting your external shape to achieve one goal, which is you are able to use abdominal breathing or sinking your chi down. Okay, and sinking your chi down, then this will help you to make your balance more stable, your central balance more stable. This is about from internal and external, how we discussion about the, understand about the balance, this point of view, or more stable for your balance. Then in here, we didn't talk about is about your weight in where your weight should bubbling well. Your mind, we did discussion a little bit, which is keep neutral, centered, which is cannot emotionally use any of the expression like you're angry, like you are too much happy or too much worry, or any of those emotion you have it. I will say this may be not a good moment for you to practice because you are unable to sink your chi down. So adjusting your mind, try to calm as much you can. That will help you your breathing to be more flowed and comfortable. And through the practice, for sure, they also able to adjusting your mind to be more centralized. If you can take those emotion away. Okay, so this is about the what we say connect with stableness in center this area. Then it's about the energy, this side of the balance. So for energy, this part of the balance, we have to understand. If we talk about the energy's balance, what are we talking about? First, we need to understand regarding on energy, first are yourself. Then the energy part is also related with your opponent. And we need to be able to do ourselves first. Then the energies yin and yang, or energies two sides of the balance, which is what we subject on, are on the soft and hard. Okay, so if we say Tai Chi, we are about adopting the yin-yang theory into our energy, this as our guide for the practice, then the energies yin-yang will be hard and soft. Okay, then what about the balance of the hard and the soft? From where I started, should I start training hard, then go to the soft? Or should I go soft, then become a hard? There are actually a both way to practice. For instance, many of the Chinese martial arts, you can see they are starting with a hard training, quite hard. But when they achieve a certain skill, nobody actually all time they are stiffed up themselves. They become very natural, very flowed, able to move. That's represented the naturalness. And that also is part of the softness in there. So which is many of the martial arts at the beginning, even they are training the hard way, but when they reach to a high level, they still talk about soft. Then Tai Chi Chuan actually, we will say it's adopting this experience of many kind of martial arts in front. Then they understand from the theory point of view, if people can do training of the yang to against people who are weaker, softer, then they also through the philosophy understand if yang can control yin, then either way yin also can control yang. So which is yin yang, there is not able to identify which one is good or which one is bad. They both are equally good as one to the other. And the same thing, you know, in the Tai Chi Chuan's practice in here, we also, you know, from a different angle to looking for the balance of this point of view. That's why Tai Chi Chuan's energies practice progress or process are started from a soft this point of view. So which is you are started from the soft this point of view, then you reach to the hard. But how can we be a soft? Okay, and how can we from a soft go to the hard? This is a quite bit of question for many people who practice Tai Chi Chuan. From a soft, I think through many of the teachers, they are keep teaching you and reminding you. I think we are become quite familiar. So when we are talking about you know, soft, how can we be soft? The answer probably you already know, which is relax. Okay, so how can we be relaxed? Do not be a stiff, right? So this is about the idea about how you're able to soft, make it soft. But here, regarding on the relaxation, I want you to understand it's a method for we to practice Tai Chi energy. The Tai Chi energy is not too much stiff, and either way, not too much limp. You should be balanced in there. Then from here, let's review. We actually clarified the steps of our energy training in Tai Chi Chuan, which is a started point from the relaxation, then leads you to where? Soft. Then from the soft, you go to a hard. Then last point is soft and hard complementary to each other, which means balance to each other. Then in principle, this point of view, the first principle related with the energy, this area actually is use your mind rather than force. People often understand that use your mind rather than force. When I practice, I should more focusing on my mind, do not use the force. You know, you are correct. These principles are related with mind and energy, this area, which is about the energy, this area, for how you make energy correct. Then we need to understand this principle is not just about talking about, okay, you only can use your mind, you cannot use any of the force. For instance, if you don't use any of the force, where did the energy come from? And from a physics, this point of view, then if you don't use energy with your opponent, how can you make your opponent losing balance? Even you say, okay, I'm going to yielding, even you are yielding, you still need to use energy. So which is, if you understand Tai Chi Chuan, we are totally don't use any of the force. This is not correct. It must be a balanced. Okay, so which is here we should understand Tai Chi Chuan. It's not in principle here. We are talking about you cannot use any of the force. And for example, when we are release our energy, when we are release energy, we can push our opponent losing balance. If I don't use any of the force, how can I generate the energy to make my opponent losing balance or send out my opponent? There must be an energy to delivery to make your opponent losing balance. So here, first point to be clear, use your mind rather than force. Then that means you cannot using your force. Here, what do they say? Actually, I want you to make the other parts to be clear. Same as classic. They say, in Chinese we call 有意放松，无意成刚. Let me think about the English. You are intentionally to be relaxed, unintentionally to have a force or heart or energy. Okay, so which is your mind should not focusing on how much energy I'm going to use, harder, softer. Your mind should focusing on where? Focusing on relaxation. Then the energy will be balanced. They will be not too much hard. They will be also not too much limp, which is stiff, limp. This is two issues on energy we need taking care. Then what do we say? Through the relaxation, you will leading you into a right energy, which is energy not soft, not too much stiff, and not too much of the limp, balanced between the hard and the soft. Then we're saying to understand how to relax, this is the area. I don't have time to talk about the relaxation because if I explanation of the relaxation, it take me about 20 minutes to half hour to make the relaxation clear. But here I just quickly to say the relax is not a limp. Do not understand relax is limp. Relax actually for us to understand it is about extend your joint tendon to be opened. Okay, so that is the relax, not limp. Then through the relaxation, this method, you will reach into a softness. Okay, then the next question, how can we be hard? Are we going to do like this? I'm soft, very soft. Then I'm hard. Then I'm tightening up myself, then become hard. No, this will be a not correct understanding. How can we be a hard? We say it's unifying the soft into the hard. What does that mean? Like one drop of the water is soft, but if you unify the whole wave like ocean, then become to a big wave, then it's turning to the hard. So which is Tai Chi Chuan's hard is not make yourself to be stiff. Tai Chi Chuan's hard is about unifying. So which is you unified your softness into the hard, then you turn it into the hard. It's not about tightening up yourself. It's about unifying. Okay, so what that mean, unifying? Okay, we understand that unify the whole body's energies together, but how can we do that? Okay, unifying actually, if we come back to the language, what we everyone understand it, will be a coordination. So which is, there is just a coordination in there. So in principles, in 10 essentials, there is two part of the principle regarding on the coordination. One we call coordination in external. Externally, which is upper body, lower body, they coordinate to each other. Then the other is about internal. So which is your internal and external, how they working together, coordinated together. So those are two principles helps you to make energy to be unified. Understand the external coordination, we say is upper lower, actually is include upper middle lower. Okay, the upper middle lower actually is about your foot technique, body technique, and hand technique, how they coordinate to each other. And internal coordination, which is, internal and external, how they combine together, they are actually is about the principle, what we're saying, internal, external combine together. We need to color grade what we talked about the internal side, what are we talking about the external side. On external side, actually is about foot technique, body technique, and hand technique. Internal, this area, actually we are talking about mind, qi, and spirit. Okay, those are internal. And how we can combine together, we actually ask you externals movement are combined with your qi, which is breath. This is where we want you to understand, which is you want to coordinate upper, middle, lower, and with your breath. That's how we are combining internal and external together. You don't want, finish the external movement, then to do the breath. This will be not combined together. So quickly go through. For energies unify, you need to do a two part of the coordination. One regarding on external. Two is regarding on internal and external, how they working together. And I don't have time to detailedly to explain for you for how to make those coordination, but I have two kind of classic introduced to you. If you can understand that, you will be understand how to make the coordination. Regarding on the external coordination, the classic says the energy is come from your root, which is located on your feet, developing by your leg, controlled by your waist, then performed into your hands. And from internal and external coordination, here is the other classic talking about the mind is order, the qi is a flag, and the body is the troop. Then the spirit will be a marshal in the center. If you understand those two classics, then you will be able to understand how to make this coordination. Then next, we also have principles regarding how we can make ourselves flexible, which is empty and full to be extinguished. So extinguish, empty and full. So lots of people understand extinguish, empty and full on the weight extinguish, which is full leg, empty leg. This is about how they extinguish empty and full. But I also want you to understand regarding on the extinguish, empty and full is not a fixed picture about empty weight, full weight for how you do it, how you are performing it. And here the subject we should understand is not just about the weight, but it's also energy. The energy, it also has empty and full. And we also should understand it's not about the empty leg or full or empty. You should understand this principle is about transforming, which is you are able to transfer empty to full, or you are unable to transferring. If you are able to transfer, then you are agile. If you are unable to transfer, even you are extinguished the empty leg or full leg, but I cannot change it, then you are still is stuck, which what we call a double weight. So which is understand extinguish, empty and full, do not understand it's just about the fixed legs, how you make empty and full. And you should be understand into what? The transferring. Then regarding on the moving continuously without interrupt, you also should understand, this is not about, the movements, one movement connect with another movement. Actually is about energies yin-yang change. They should be connected together, which is energies storage, release. You need to be connected as one Tai Chi. Energies neutralization to attacking. You should be combined together as a one. And how can we make a storage to release as a one movement, one motion? The method is use a circle path. Do not use a direct line. For instance, I'm going to storage, but I'm going to release without interrupt in between. If I'm straight, doesn't matter how fast, you will see a stop. But if I'm include a circle path, then this will be a continued moving motion. So here we should understand moving continuously without interrupt is subject on energies yin-yang change need to be connected together. We should not from external movements, one movement to the other movement connect together. This will be a not quite clear understanding. Then the method to make you able to be continuing move, flow to move without interrupt is a circle. Or we say it's like a curved path. Okay, so use this method, they will helping you to make cleared energies transforming. Then the last principle is about mind calm when your body move. Why do we want our mind calm? This is the first question you need to think about. What is the benefit for that? Okay, and then how can I achieve that? Okay, the first question, why do we want our mind calm? Because the mind calm means your mind are centered, settled down. When mind settled down, your qi actually is going to be settled down. Your breathing will be afloat. Okay, so from balance, body stable, this point of view, you need your mind to be centralized, settled down. Okay, then from here, because your mind calmed, then you become to a more sensitive. You are more able to aware the things around you. You are able to collecting more information from outside. If your mind too busy on something on yourself, often the things around you, you are not able to see it. So the benefit from the mind calm, one is help your qi sinking down. Two is also make you be more aware the things around you. Okay, then the second, how can we achieve this mind to be centralized, settled down? There is no easy way to get there. It's not saying, okay, I keep practice my mind settle down, then I can do that. No, you cannot. Actually, you need to do two parts. One, familiarize. Only when you are physically doing more time and more time, you become more familiar, and also collecting the experience. You're not doing just with by yourself. You're also like doing push hands and whatever practice with the opponent. You're collecting many of the experience, a lot of the situation you already been, been through it. Then your mind are more stable. Everything if you see this is new to you, you always draw your attention in there. You are mind unable to put it into the center. So which is to achieve mind centralized calm, you need through your familiarize and also through your experience to do it. Then this principle, in finally, they will help you to achieve in the bigger picture of the balance, this point of view. What that mean? When you are doing the things, or let's say a practice Tai Chi, if it's by yourself, you're often easy to focusing on one area, how I do the footwork, how I do my arm, how I do my body. You're focusing on the detail area. But soon when you are able to familiarize everything, your mind will not focusing on those. Your mind will be more centered. So which is, you will see a bigger picture of the balance, which is your whole center. How can I make a balance? How can I make my breathing to be flowed? Then with your opponent, it also has a detailed area and also bigger picture of the balance too. For instance, if your opponent attacking you, use something, you're very easy to only focusing on where are they going to attack me. But if we have a bigger picture of the looking yin yang's change, your opponent's foe will be represented, the other side is empty. You can have a different idea to neutralize your opponent. For example, I don't have to deal with my opponent's foe, but I can deal opponent's the other side of the empty. Then I control the opponent's empty to be a foe. Then their foe will be turning into the empty.